Okay, so the purpose of this video is just to introduce the dash method, or the formal method for finding transformations, the sequences of transformations, and or finding the equation of the image. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. And really what the dash method does is it shows the relationship between the new coordinates compared to the old coordinates. Okay, so to relate new stuff to the old stuff, and then use that to find things. Okay, so first we're going to focus on points. So any point can be translated up and down, and we know that graphs are just made up of a bunch of points. All right, so we can represent this formally with this sort of notation. XY is mapped to or transformed to a translation of h units and a translation of k units. And it's moved to the right if h is positive, and it's moved up if k is positive. All right, so for example, if you've got 4 units to the right, or 4 units in the positive direction of the x-axis, and 3 units down, or 3 units in the negative direction of the y-axis, then that's the way you would write it. And we refer to, these set of coordinates as the pre-image, and then the right-hand coordinate as the image. And you can even break that down further and say y dash is y minus 3, and x dash is x plus 4. So the image of the x coordinate is x plus 4, and the image of the y coordinate is y minus 3. Okay, so looking at, say, a parabola, y equals x squared, if that's gone 2 units to the right, then every single xy coordinate is mapped 2 units to the right. Okay, so 0, 0 goes to 2, 0, 2, 4 goes to 4, 4. And from our experience, we know that the rule for the blue guy is y equals x minus 2 squared. So we want to understand why that's the case. We take our original points xy, okay, so whatever they are, xy, and send them to x plus 2y. These become our new points. So to keep track of things, we label them x dash and y dash, and that means that x plus 2 is x dash and y is y dash. So we can write it like that. And then this is just a rearrangement of this. Okay, so if I subtract 2 from both sides, I get x is x dash minus 2, and so on. So let me just try and show you what that means. 0, 0, right, those are our original xy coordinates. Okay, to get to 2, 0, you've added 2, so 0 plus 2 is 2, and the y stayed the same. Okay, so you've got x dash is x plus 2, and you've got y dash is y. Then we can, also write it this way, write x in terms of the image coordinates. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, if I focus in on this point, 4, 4, right? How do I get my original from my image coordinate? Well, it would be 4 minus 2, wouldn't it, to get from 4 to 2? And the 4 stay the same. So in this case, that would be 4 minus 2. And so what is that? Well, that is actually x dash minus 2, which is what I've got there. All right, so my xy coordinates can also be written in terms of my image coordinates, and that's what happens when you do the rearrangement. So since the original points xy were related to y equals x squared, we have these new points being related according to y dash equals x dash minus 2 squared. So all they've done now is they've substituted in, because they know that y is equivalent to y dash, so the y value hasn't changed at all, and x can be written in terms of the image coordinate x dash minus 2, so they make that substitution. And we say that the image of the function y equals x squared after a transformation of 2 units to the right is y dash is x dash minus 2 squared. And so I've got another picture there, 2 units to the right, 2 units to the left, and 4 units up. And again, we should be able to see, okay, you know, this coordinate here has gone, after the transformation, it's gone 2 units to the left and 4 units up, so it goes to that point. That 1, 1, 1 goes 2 units to the left and 4 units up, so it goes to 1, 3. And then I should also see, you know, I can write my set of original coordinates in terms of my image coordinates. Okay, so this is x dash and this is y dash. So how do I get from negative 2 to 0? Well, I would have to add 2. So it would be x dash plus 2. And how do I get from 4 to 0? Well, I would have to subtract 4. So whatever my y dash value is, minus 4. So 4 minus 4 gives me 0, and minus 2 plus 2 gives me 0. So there's ways of writing things in terms of the image coordinates, or writing things in terms of the original coordinates. So x is equal to x dash plus 2, y is equal to y dash minus 4, or alternatively, you know, you label these guys, x dash is x minus 2 and y dash is y dash plus y dash equals y plus 4. Well, the image of the x coordinate is x minus 2 and the image of the y coordinate is y plus 4. Alright, so we're going to go through a more formal method now. So we're going to find the equation of the image from a series of transformations. So find the equation of the image y equals x squared under translation of 2 units in the negative direction of the x-axis and 4 units in the positive direction of the y-axis. So what does that mean? Well, instead of xy coordinates, you go 2 to the left, negative direction, and 4 up. So that's what that one looks like. All right. Step 2 is to label the image coordinates x dash and y dash. So this is x dash, this is y dash, and you write it out explicitly. X dash is x minus 2, y dash is y plus 4. Step 3 is just to rearrange. So we want to find x in terms of my image coordinates. So if I add 2 to both sides here, I get x is x dash plus 2, and if I subtract 4 both sides here, I get y is y dash minus 4. The final step is to substitute back into the original equation and rearrange for y dash. So this is my original equation. We sometimes call it the parent function. It's the most basic shape or rule for a graph. So y is y dash minus 4. Substitute that in there. You get y dash minus 4 equals x is x dash plus 2. So substitute that into there. X dash plus 2 squared. Okay, rearrange to make it look like my normal equation. Y dash is x dash plus 2 squared plus 4. And then my final step is just to drop the dashes, because the only reason we introduced them was to keep track of things. Okay, so that means that the equation of the image of y equals x squared on the transformation of 2 units to the left and 4 units up is y equals x plus 2 squared plus 4. Okay, so continuing, if we want to find the equation of the image of the parabola y equals x squared after translation of 3 units to the 3 units up and then 5 units left, okay, what you have to do is you write this notation. You say xy, okay, what's happened? First, you've gone 3 units up, so y plus 3, and then you've gone 5 units to the left, so x minus 5, or in the negative direction. So 3 units up means y goes to y plus 3, and 5 units to the left means x goes to x minus 5. And again, we just label things. So x dash is x minus 5, y dash is y plus 3. Okay, and then we do a rearrangement. Adding 5 to both sides, you get x equals x dash plus 5. And y equals y dash minus 3. And then we substitute into our original or pre-image equation. So y dash minus 3 equals x dash plus 5 squared. And then add 3 to both sides, you get x dash plus 5 squared plus 3. And then finally you just drop the dashes, so y equals x plus 5 squared plus 3. So after that transformation's happened, y equals x squared goes to x plus 5 squared, so 5 units to the left in the negative direction, and add the 3, so then 3 units up. Okay, that's going to be it for that video.